Philippines, an archipelago of over 7,000 islands scattered across the western Pacific, volcanoes rising from turquoise waters, lush forests hiding ancient ruins, a place of breathtaking beauty. Over 110 million people call this nation home. From the bustling streets of Manila to remote mountain villages, the spirit of the Filipino people shines. The Philippines is a melting pot of cultures. Centuries of trade and interaction have created a unique blend of Asian and Western influences. This is reflected in everything from the food to the language to the art. The Filipino people have endured centuries of colonization, natural disasters, and economic hardship, but their spirit remains resilient. The Philippines, a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of many cultures. For centuries, this archipelago has been a crossroads of trade and cultural exchange. The islands bear the mark of the early Malay settlers. 3 centuries of Spanish rule left an undeniable mark. The echoes of Spanish colonialism reverberate in the grand churches. The Americans arrived at the turn of the 20th century, bringing their own brand of cultural influence. The fusion of these influences created a unique cultural identity. Yet beneath this vibrant exterior lies a complex history of struggle and resilience. The Philippines, a country haunted by the ghosts of empires past. For over 3 centuries, the Spanish ruled these islands. They brought Christianity, its echoes still reverberating in the Philippines today. The Spanish built grand churches, imposing their faith on the native people. They established a feudal system, concentrating land and power in the hands of a few. This created a legacy of inequality, a vast gap between the rich and the poor. But the Filipinos never fully accepted Spanish rule. Revolts erupted across the archipelago, fueled by the desire for freedom. Then came the Americans, promising freedom from Spanish oppression. The Americans, eager to expand their empire, crushed the newly born Philippine Republic. The Philippine-American War, a brutal and bloody conflict, left scars that still haven't fully healed. The Americans, like the Spanish before them, exploited the Philippines for its natural resources. They established plantations, growing sugarcane, tobacco, and other cash crops for export. The Filipinos once again found themselves working the land for the benefit of a foreign power. American rule, though shorter than the Spanish period, left a lasting mark. The Philippines, finally granted independence in 1946, emerged from the ashes of colonialism with a devastated economy and a fractured society. The legacies of Spanish and American rule continued to cast a long shadow. The concentration of land ownership in the hands of a select few families hampered economic progress. The lack of investment in education and infrastructure left the nation ill-equipped to compete in the global market. The weight of history, the burden of colonialism, continued to weigh heavily on the Philippines. But Filipinos, known for their resilience and optimism, continued to strive for a brighter future. They were determined to overcome the challenges of their past and build a more prosperous and equitable society. The Philippines, a nation full of young people and eager minds. Every year, universities produce a flood of graduates. They emerge, diplomas in hand, into a job market that's not ready for them. Unemployment, a constant shadow hanging over the archipelago. In Manila's gleaming business districts, skyscrapers pierce the sky, symbols of a booming economy. Yet step outside these enclaves and a different picture emerges. The education system, still grappling with the legacies of its past, often fails to equip graduates with the skills needed in the modern job market. This mismatch between education and job opportunities creates a cycle of frustration. Young Filipinos armed with degrees find themselves stuck in low-paying jobs, their potential unfulfilled. The government, aware of the problem, is grappling with solutions. Job creation programs, investments in education, and skills training are all part of the effort to tackle unemployment. Underemployment. It's a silent problem hurting Filipino workers. It's the doctor working as a clerk, it's the engineer driving a taxi, it's the teacher selling trinkets on the street. Many Filipinos are stuck in jobs that don't match their skills. They work long hours, but they barely earn enough to get by. The lack of good jobs forces many to take on multiple jobs, working themselves too hard just to survive. This cycle of underemployment has a ripple effect. It affects families, communities, and the whole country. The government knows this is a serious problem. They're working to create more good jobs, to attract foreign investment, and to help people start their own businesses. The Philippines, a land of breathtaking beauty. But behind the postcard-perfect beaches and green rice paddies lies a harsh reality. The cost of living is a heavy burden for many Filipinos. Food, transportation, housing, all the essentials slowly eat away at meager incomes. The gap between the rich and the poor is stark. In Manila, luxury cars navigate crowded streets. Meanwhile, in the slums, families struggle to put food on the table. The government is implementing social welfare programs and initiatives to improve living conditions. The fight against poverty requires continuous effort and a commitment to social justice. Remittances, the lifeblood of the Philippine economy. Millions of Filipinos work abroad, separated from their loved ones, toiling in foreign lands. They send money home, a lifeline for their families, a crucial source of income for the country. These remittances, a testament to the Filipino spirit of sacrifice and hard work, are both a blessing and a curse. They support the economy, fuel consumer spending, and provide a safety net for countless families. But they also create a dependence, a reliance on the earnings of those forced to seek opportunities elsewhere. The government, aware of the downside of relying on remittances, seeks to create more opportunities within the country. Investments in infrastructure, education, and job creation are all part of the effort to stem the outflow of migration. The Philippines, a land of contrasts, where gleaming skyscrapers cast long shadows over sprawling slums. Poverty. It's a harsh reality for millions. In a maze of narrow alleyways, makeshift homes huddle together. Corrugated iron roofs offer little protection from the elements. Life here is a daily struggle for survival. Families, often large, cram into tight living spaces. Children, their faces etched with hardship, play in the dirt, their laughter a stark counterpoint to their surroundings. The government, grappling with this enormous challenge, implements poverty alleviation programs. Conditional cash transfers, food subsidies, livelihood training, all aimed at breaking the cycle. Part 2, Education, a ladder with broken rungs. Education, the great equalizer, or it should be. In the Philippines, it's a ladder with broken rungs. Children in crumpled uniforms cram into overcrowded classrooms. Teachers, often overworked and underpaid, struggle to share their knowledge. But resources are scarce. Textbooks are outdated if they exist at all. Science labs lack basic equipment. The quality of education varies drastically. The government recognizes the importance of education and has increased spending, but challenges remain. Part 3. Healthcare, a privilege, not a right. Healthcare in the Philippines, a system struggling with insufficient funding, a shortage of doctors and nurses, and limited access, especially in rural areas. For many Filipinos, quality healthcare remains a distant dream. Public hospitals, often overcrowded and understaffed, struggle to cope with the influx of patients. Private hospitals offer better care, but at a cost most cannot afford. The government has implemented programs to expand health insurance coverage and improve access to healthcare services, but much more needs to be done to ensure that healthcare is accessible to everyone. Part 4, a system strained at its seams. The Philippines, a country grappling with a complex web of social issues, poverty, inequality, inadequate access to education and healthcare. These issues intertwined create a vicious cycle. Poverty leads to illiteracy, sickness, and despair. Lack of education limits opportunities, perpetuating poverty. Inadequate healthcare weakens productivity, trapping families in a cycle of debt and poverty. The government, civil society organizations, and individuals are working tirelessly to address these challenges. The Philippines, a country wrestling with its past but steadily stepping towards a brighter future. The economy, once sluggish, is showing signs of life. Growth, though uneven, is picking up speed. New industries are emerging, powered by innovation and a young, dynamic workforce. The service sector, a major driver of growth, is thriving. Call centers, outsourcing hubs, and tourism are creating jobs and attracting foreign investment. The government is investing heavily in infrastructure projects, betting on a more connected and prosperous Philippines. The Philippines. For a long time, it's been seen as a country that sends its children overseas to seek their fortune. But the winds of change are slowly blowing. More and more Filipinos are choosing to stay and build their dreams in their own country. Entrepreneurship is booming, powered by a spirit of innovation and a desire to create their own businesses. Startups, once a rarity, are popping up all over the archipelago. Young Filipinos armed with laptops and big ideas are challenging the status quo. They're creating apps, building new technologies, and transforming traditional industries. The government, recognizing the power of this entrepreneurial spirit, is providing support through incubators, funding opportunities, and a more business-friendly environment. They're nurturing the seeds of innovation, hoping to transform the Philippines into a hub for startups and a magnet for foreign investment. The Philippines, a country on the move, literally. Construction cranes dot the skyline, a testament to the building boom transforming the nation. New roads, bridges, and airports are connecting far-flung islands. Power plants are being built to meet the growing energy demands. The government is pushing ambitious infrastructure projects. These projects aim to improve the lives of everyday Filipinos. The Philippines, embracing the digital age. Internet penetration is increasing, connecting Filipinos to the world. Social media is powerful for communication and entertainment. E-commerce is booming, providing new opportunities. The government is investing in digital literacy and promoting digital inclusion. They are working hard to bridge the digital divide, ensuring everyone benefits. The Philippines is poised to become a major player in the digital economy. This digital transformation promises a more connected and empowered citizenry. The Philippines, a nation often categorized as a third world country. But to define the Philippines solely by these challenges is to miss the bigger picture. The Philippines is a nation on the rise. Its economy is growing, powered by a young and vibrant workforce. The Filipino people, known for their resilience, their warmth, and their unwavering optimism. The Philippines, a country standing at the edge of change. The road ahead isn't without obstacles. Corruption, poverty, and social inequality remain formidable foes. But the Filipino spirit, forged in the crucible of hardship, is not easily broken. The people are the heart and soul of this nation. The Philippines, with its rich culture, is ready to take its rightful place on the world stage. The Filipino spirit, powered by hope, will light the way to the future.